ladies and gentlemen. This is Kirt Jacobs with MoxieTalk. We're here at Equestricon here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm here with world-renowned thoroughbred horse race trainer Dale Romans. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Anytime we're around a bunch of good horse fans, I'm doing great.
That's great. What excites you about Equestricon? You just got done speaking.
Well, this is the second year for Equestricon, and last year was good. This year is getting better. I think it's just going to get better and better. Expose our sport. I would recommend anybody out there that's interested in getting something new in their life, maybe don't know anything about the game, come out and visit, and you'll learn a lot.
That's great. What's the best piece of advice ever given to you, Dale? It can be more than one, personal or professional.
Well, I'd say that the best piece of advice is just get up every day and go do what you love to do. If you do that, you'll never work a day in your life. And there's always down days, and you never know when your bad luck's your good luck. And just keep grinding.
So when you name a horse, you've had several horses. I assume you own some as well. What's the best name you ever came up with or ever heard, maybe?
I'll tell you one of my favorites is Charlie Cartwright. And that's simply because growing up, my mother had 7 brothers and sisters, 8 of them total, and their best friend was Charlie Cartwright. And I heard so many damn Charlie Cartwright stories in my life. I had never met him, but I named the horse, and they all just loved it.
That's great. That's great. Well, I ask this question of all our guests in our more formal interview. But, Dale, if it all ended today, God forbid you walked out of Equestricon, how do you want to be remembered?
You know what? I'd like to be remembered as someone that tried to help other people and pull them up. And I'd like for there to be people out there that would tell their kids that I gave them a break.
That's great. I think that's a great note to end on, Dale. Thanks so much for giving your valuable time to us. This is Kirt Jacobs with MoxieTalk at Equestricon. We'll be back with more. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kirt Jacobs with MoxieTalk. We're here at Equestricon, and I'm here with world-renowned jockey Mike Smith. What do you find so exciting about Equestricon so far?
Well, this is my first time. It's just great to get to mingle with the fans, get a chance to see everybody that you don't really get a chance to have a conversation with. But yeah, I mean, every booth, just having fun at every booth. Plus, you get a lot of goodies. You get a little T-shirt here, a hat here, a vest there. So it's pretty neat. I've really enjoyed my time here.
That's great. What's the best piece given to you, Mike? And it can be more than one, personal or professional.
The Claiborne Farms, they have a motto they go by that I always thought was very, very, very true. Okay. It's just do the usual unusually well.
I like
it
that.
Just always made a lot of sense to me, and that's pretty much what I've always tried to do.
Mm-hmm. If you had a horse that you owned your own, what would you name it and why? Or have you done that?
That's just a tough question. It depends who the father and the mother was, and I'd have to do something with them. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to own a horse or two when I retire, but not yet.
That's
it's
great.
A bit too busy right now.
Anything you do different that you haven't done so far?
Anything I would do different in my life? Mm-hmm. I've been so blessed, man. I'd hate to change anything, because you change one little thing that happened in your life, and I think that makes everything else change, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish. So I'd have to say no.
I got you. Well, we do a much longer form type of studio format interview. We ask this of all our guests. God forbid it ended today. How do you want to be remembered? It's your last day on earth. It's a big question for a short interview.
Just a good person. When it comes down to everything, and when it's all said and done, when it's all over, you want to have been and continue to be a good person. Mm-hmm. People still want to be around you.
That's great. And last question for a young person coming up, male or female, seeking this profession, being a professional jockey. Any advice?
Surround yourself around the right people, like your parents told you growing up, and whatever it is you do, because who you surround yourself is what's probably going to turn out to be. So if you surround yourself, around the right people and learn from the right people, you'll do good and you'll go a long ways.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you for being on Moxie Talk with Kirt Jacobs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kirt Jacobs with Moxie Talk here at Equestricon with Hall of Fame American Thoroughbred horse trainer Shug McGaughey. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you, Coach.
What have you found exciting so far about Equestricon?
Well, I went to Equestricon last year at Saratoga, really not knowing a whole lot about it, you know, and we just walked around the convention area up there, and I was very impressed with it, you know. I said, this is really a good idea, and we just came from New York this morning, so we just got to make a quick tour here, but I think it's a great idea. I like to play golf, so I compare it to a mini kind of golf convention they have, where everybody shows their wares and the new stuff that come out, and so I hope that Equestricon can sort of build on what they're doing and you know, have more things like these panels where people can sort of see where we come from and that we really are human beings and
Behind the horse.
and go from there and see what our thinking is and learn from it.
That's great. What drives you to excel in your area of expertise and make you keep doing it year after year, decade after decade?
One is I got to make a living, but
Well, there's that.
you know, I like the competition.
Good.
You know, and I do like the horses. I like being around the horses, and I like training them. But you know, and I like running in the afternoon. It gives you an opportunity to try to win.
Sure.
You know, and most of the guys you're competing with are really good guys, and you know they're going to congratulate you when it's over, and you're going to congratulate them however it is. So I think just the competition is in the training part of it in the mornings what I really enjoy.
That's great. What's the best piece of advice ever given to you, Shug? And it could be more than one, personal, professional.
Well, when I got in the Hall of Fame, Wayne Lucas gave the speech that day, and one of the things he said in his speech is, "You can't be afraid to lose," and that's one of the things that is stuck to me. And when I get maybe a little bit confused and say, "Should I or shouldn't I?" I think back on that, and then the other little thing was what I said in there about Mr. Whittingham saying, when I had my head down a little bit, he said, "Boy, you had a good day." You know, I was 37, he was 77 probably, and trained.
He was something.
Yeah, he was something.
So let me ask you this. What's the favorite horse name you've ever been involved in or named or trained? Is there one that just stands out and maybe why?
Well, I haven't ever named any, but I think that the Phippses have always named their horses great, you know, and so it's been fun that I didn't have to have some silly named horse out there. And I've got one now for an outside client named Felix the Fox. And I think he's a pretty nice horse. I said, why don't you name him Felix the Fox, you know? But,
like
you know, and then Lure, I thought I really liked Lure's name quite a bit. And, you know, with the Phippses, Personal Ensign and Personal Flag and those, they were big boat people. And so that they would name a lot of them after that and from different destinations that they'd been.
Okay. Now, we do a much longer form type of studio interview that we've done, about 260 interviews like that. This is more of a man-on-the-street type interview, so this is a big question, but I think you can handle it. If it all ended today, Shug, you walked out of here and it was your last day on earth, how do you want to be remembered by other trainers, jockeys, family, friends, colleagues?
Well, with my family, obviously, I hope that they think that I treated them fairly and that I took care of them in the best way that I possibly can, that I was a good husband and a good father. My mother and father aren't going to have anything to say with it because they're both dead. But, you know, and professionally, you know, that I hope that people would think that I did the best that I could do and that I was an honest guy about doing it. And when I took a horse over there, I was trying to take the horse over there the best that I possibly could.
Shug, I'm humbled and honored that you came on Moxie Talk with Kirt Jacobs.
Thank you,
All the best to you.
All right,
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is Kirt Jacobs with MoxieTalk at Equestricon, and we'll have more to come.